This is a full silver inventory for Counter-Strike 2, and there's been some new silver skins added to the game recently, so this is as recent as it gets, starting with the Glock Steel Disruption, which literally has steel in the name, so yeah, and the minimum wear is $3.5. Then we have the SG Damascus Steel, which is the only one of the skin that exists outside of gold items, so it fits nicely in this inventory, and the minimum wear is $1.5. Next we have the M4A1S Dark Water, which could also fit in a black loadout, but the reality is this skin in CS2 is more silver than it is black, unlike it was in CSGO, but the minimum wear is very expensive for $98, so as a cheaper and maybe even better option, I went to the M4 Basilisk, which in minimum wear is only $8.5. Next we have the P250 Cartel, which is hands down the best pick possible, but the minimum wear is $9.5, so if you consider that expensive, you can go for the nice P250 Metallic DD Pet, which is much cheaper as the factory new is only 50 cents. For the Tech 9, the cutout is 100% the best pick possible, and it is pretty cheap as the minimum wear is $3.5. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page, and link to Skins Monkey is in the description. Then we have the Mac 10 Silver, which needs no explanation, just read its name, and the factory new is about 50 cents. And next up we have the MP9 Hypnotic, which is another one that fits well. It is not super cheap, but not expensive either, as the factory new is about $11. And then we're going over to the M4A4, and the Edgelord is one that's nice but not perfect. If you like it, the factory new is $2.8, but the cheaper and better pick in my opinion is the M4A4 Magnesium, which is as silver as it gets, and the minimum wear is around 70 cents. Then we have the USP Stainless, which is another one that's basically as silver as it gets, and it's not expensive despite being a very old skin, because the field tested is about $5. Then we have the 5.7 Silver Quartz, which for me is the best pick in terms of price to quality ratio, as the factory new is about $2. And another possible choice for the 5.7 is the Anodized Gunmetal, which, I mean, it's good, but it's not as good in my opinion, and it is also more expensive as the factory new is about $12. For the Desert Eagle, I picked the Kamichu Dragon, which isn't fully silver, but it fits nicely and it looks amazing of course, but the minimum wear is about $27, so a cheaper option would be the Desert Eagle Heirloom, which the reality is this is just like the default skin, which might even fit better and costs $0. However, if you want this one, get the minimum wear for around $7. And then for the XM we have the Scumbria, which is a very nice pick, and it is also cheap as the factory new is $1. Another possible one is the XM Quicksilver, which is also very cheap because it only costs 70 cents in factory new. And going over to the op, I picked the Chrome Cannon, which I don't think it's perfect, it's not fully silver, but it has this silver metallic effect, and the minimum wear is about $45. The Op Arsenic Spill is another possible pick, which I like, but it's not fully silver as well, and if you want it, the minimum wear is $4.5, and the Op Black now is probably the most silver one, I guess. I would rather get the previous one, but if you want this, the factory new is $5.5. For the FAMAS, the Dark Water is just like the M4, it also fits here but costs $17 in factory new, so as a cheaper option I also went with the FAMAS Jean, and this one in minimum wear is $5.5, and as a super cheap one we have the FAMAS Grey Ghost, and honestly this might be the one that fits the best, and the factory new is only 60 cents. For the Galil, I picked the Metallic Squeezer, which is a new skin and is quite literally only option possible. Before this one there were no silver Galils, and this one in factory new is $1.7. And now we're going over to the AK-47, and the absolute best one is the Cartel in minimum wear for $19, even though in CS2 it became kinda black as well, but if you want a cheaper option, there's also the AK Steel Delta, which is as silver as it gets. Some might argue that it might even fit better, to be honest, and the factory new is only $3. Then we have the Scout Disaster, which is the only silver scout, and it is also cheap as the factory new is 50 cents. And we also have the AUG Steel Sentinel, which also fits nicely, and just like the last one, it is super cheap, and the factory new is about 60 cents. And now we're going over to the Knife and Glove combo, and I'll show you two options here. First we have the expensive one, which is the Butterfly Damascus Steel in minimum wear, with the Broken Fang gloves unhinged in minimum wear as well. And yeah, this is as good as it gets for the silver color in my opinion, but as you can imagine, it is not that affordable, as it goes for around $1,670. So as a much cheaper option, I went with the Falchion Knife Damascus Steel in factory new, with the Broken Fang gloves unhinged in field tested, and the Falchion is basically all silver, as the handle is very small, which is nice, and the gloves are the same but in field tested, so you can save some money, which makes this combo around $280. Let me know what you would change in this loadout, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for daily CS2 content.